8 fire crew members in hospitals after their truck rolled over following a day of work at the airport fire. Welcome to KCAL News at 11:30. I'm Kalina Estrinos, and officials just gave us new information on the conditions of those injured firefighters. KCAL News reporter Amanda Starantino has the latest.
Out of those 8 firefighters, 2 have since been released from Hogue, Irvine. They were in stable condition last night, but 6 of those firefighters are still at various local hospitals across the area in varying conditions from stable to critical. We did hear from the surgeon here from OC Global Medical Center here in Santa Ana, who is treating 2 of the firefighters that remain here. He says, quote, one of them is in critical but stable condition. The other is, quote, quite critical still. And the fire chief, in front of a large audience and also standing in front of a big support system of Orange County firefighters today, said that this is going to be a long recovery and these firefighters will be hospitalized for quite some time.
As we stand here today, I think we're all still a bit of shock. As I talked with the crews last night, it was evident that they're in tough shape right now.
In this video, you can see how destroyed the fire utility truck was, just completely mangled. A dozen firefighters had just finished a 12-hour shift working on the airport fire and were on their way home when this crash happened just before 7 last night near Irvine. That's when the Orange County Fire Authority says they were traveling behind another fire truck on the 241 when that vehicle swerved to avoid a ladder in the roadway. The truck that crashed swerved too, but slammed into a guardrail, and according to the chief, it rolled up several times. Paramedics arrived 7 minutes later. One firefighter was airlifted by helicopter. The others rushed to local area hospitals by paramedics. The chief confirmed this morning the OCFA firefighters traveling behind the truck that rolled is the crew that immediately made the call for help and were able to get help to those firefighters in several minutes. Since the wreck, the OCFA hand crews have been pulled from the fire lines at the airport fire, and Ventura County and Santa Barbara County crews are coming down to assist so these local crews can process what happened. CHP is handling the investigation, and we're unable to provide any updates to that this morning. The chief confirms that none of the men that were in that utility truck in that wreck were thrown from the vehicle last night. He says that each of the firefighters has a seat in that utility truck, and he believes they were all belted in at the time of the wreck. He also explained that all these men that were involved in this are young men in their 20s to 30s. He says they are all very well trained to handle extreme conditions, have worked very hard to get to this position, and are all very physically fit. This is going to be a very long road to recovery for these firefighters and the families. The chief asked for the community to give their support and their prayers at this time, as he says this is, quote, a huge tragedy for our fire family. In Santa Ana, I'm Amanda Starantino, KCAL News.